If you're a non-technical founder or a newer founder in general, here are 12 app development tips I wish I started implementing 6 years ago when I first founded my agency. These tips will help you avoid unnecessary costs, avoid unnecessary conflicts, be efficient with your time, find ideas worth working on, suss out people that may not have your best interests at heart, and ultimately make decisions that whatever happens a year from now, you can look back on and say it was the right decision at the time. Non-technical founders today have access to app development tools that do so much without needing to write a single line of code. You guys are out here building entire apps without developers. I'll rephrase that. You guys can build entire apps without developers. It's just as hard as ever to build an app that's actually profitable. App development has never been a coding problem. It's always been a thinking problem. I would like to share 12 tips to make your journey in app development easier. Now, I'll be the first to say I'm no genius when it comes to this. I'm not even the best developer I know. Why do you think I'm the boss? But that just means that my team and I have had to learn a lot of things. And today, I'll put Upstack Studio against any Southeast Asian agency of a similar size. But 6 years ago, I cringe when I think of the stuff we did. Before I say too much, let's get into the first tip, which is all about the most important stakeholder, users. Tip number 1, there's no replacement for qualitative user interviews. I don't care how many AI tools you have that can generate detailed user personas and problem statements and pain points and how many times someone sneezes every day. You're not building an app for AI. You're building for people. It's like a mother's love. You're gonna find an AI tool to replace that? You need to find real humans who fall into your target audience. If your app is for athletes, find athletes. If your app is for disabled athletes, you need to find disabled athletes. I've always found 5 to be a good number. From these 5 people, you need to confirm 3 things. They are facing the problem you are thinking of, they are tech savvy and have access to necessary infrastructure, they would pay for your solution. Number 3 is super important. All 5 people may want your solution, but none will pay for it. Bloody socialist. Doesn't mean the project can't go on, but it tells you from the start a subscription-based business model isn't gonna work. So you can consider ads or data monetization, for example. You'll never know without those interviews. Tip number 2, users are unreliable narrators. People don't know what they need, or don't need for that matter. It's not an individual thing. It's a role. It's a job function. Like how parents are gifted at embarrassing you in front of your friends. You could take a 200 IQ Jimmy Neutron who levitates stuff with his brain. Ask him for user feedback on an app, half of it is going to be rubbish. When it comes to iteration, even if 100% of your users say,
"We want this feature,"
if that's your only basis for rolling out that feature, don't roll out that feature. Whether it's your first app or your 100th, there's always pressure to meet users' expectations. And you should meet expectations, but that's not the same thing as doing what they say. Actual changes must be supported by data from user journeys and app usage. Say multiple users ask for more space, but none of them are close to maxing out their storage. Implementing this change makes zero sense. But why are all these people complaining about the same thing? Look for weak links and you'll find them. Maybe it's the UX copywriting is misleading or a bug showing false storage levels. Make those changes and say thank you to your users. And consider this, maybe the copy was intentionally misleading because your team is out to get you. Better fire them. Nah, I'm just trying to scare you. Tip number 3, better to be the first than to be the best. If you have the opportunity to be the first to digitize a service in your country or industry, do it. Grab it. In a world where there's nothing new, you just created something new. If demand is there, you are the only supply. Make sure key features work and UX is good enough for Grandma Josephine to find her way around. You will own Grandma Josephine. You own all the Grandma Josephines. And once they are your users, treat them right and they'll stick with you even if a slightly better competitor comes along. The operating word being slightly. People will jump ship if the new provider is leagues above the existing one. Don't let that happen like Yahoo did with Google. Yahoo first, and everyone used it. But they allowed themselves to be completely outclassed by Google. And if you let that happen, you deserve it. And think of it this way, there are still people who use Yahoo today, even though it's a far inferior product. I'll bet that's just the lasting power of being first. You can and always should work on becoming better, but you're either first or you're not. Tip number 4. So what if your idea already exists? I've heard so many founders say this to me. They had a great idea for an app, check app stores, and someone's already turned that great idea into an app. Worse, it's successful. And now, this person thinks they only have 2 options. 1, swear vengeance. Or 2, move on to another idea. There's a 3rd option, and in my opinion, the best option. Build it anyway. The success of that app is a good thing. This competing founder has done your idea validation for you. It works! Even if you create an identical clone, which you shouldn't, but say you do, you have a fair shot at new customers. It's why we have so many no-code app builders floating around. Founders know that if they build another no-code app builder, new non-tech founders will come. And the beauty is that any iteration or USP you implement is built off the back of a proven idea. Speaking of USPs, there's one you should approach very carefully, which brings us to tip number 5. Remember, gimmick don't last. I love a good gimmick when used for its intended purpose, attracting attention. For long-term user loyalty, not so much. Right now, AI is super hot. Everyone's racing to build an AI-powered this and AI-powered that. When I was first starting out, Uber and Grab had just gone big and everyone was trying to create their own version of a ride-sharing or house renting app. 8 years later, Uber and Grab are still around, but those nameless clones who jumped on the hype train are long gone. Same thing with all the AI apps now. Most of them will be forgotten in 12 months. And we'll see it time and time again, new tech comes around. Everyone jumps on board. I think you should keep up with trends and what's marketable, but it has to be part of a long-term solution for the best of both worlds. A hook to reel people in and a solid value offer to keep them loyal. Hey guys, if you found these tips helpful, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave a like and a comment at the end. Which was your favorite? Back to the video. Tip number 6. Apply Agile app development methodology. Hang on. You know why I'm holding this? Because I really want to hammer in this point. You want to develop and maintain an app properly? Never hurts to be systematic and have a methodology. Once you start running multiple apps, it's non-negotiable. For most startups, Agile methodology is the way to go. Agile deserves its own discussion, but here are some defining characteristics. You work in 2 to 4 week blocks called sprints. In between, you review so you have constant feedback about whether or not you're on track. Short daily team meetings to highlight issues and action items for the day. And most importantly, at the end of every sprint, real users test the new features and provide feedback. And again, take number 3 with a grain of salt. But say a feature is going to take 3 months in total to implement. Better to get feedback every 2 weeks so you can constantly adjust. The waterfall method would be just working for those 3 months straight, then you roll it out. Imagine if that's when you find out it's not what users wanted at all. Agile methodology will save you a lot of grief. This was just for a bad joke. Don't make me go Tony Soprano on you. Tip number 7. Choose app builders that allow exporting code. For you no-code junkies, I think a feature that can't be overstated is the ability to export code in an open source code base. When you don't have a validated idea, it can be easy to dismiss the dangers of vendor locked in. But then, the idea gets validated and things go from no stakes to all the stakes. 1. If you ever want to develop your app beyond no-code, a developer will have to rebuild everything from scratch. And second, if your app builder up their price, you can't even take your app with you to an alternative. It's going to stay on that app builder. It would be like having to leave your profitable business with a landlord because they decided to raise the rent sky high. Just because it's software doesn't make it any different. Your business should be able to go with you. So make sure your no-code app builder lets you export the code. Tip number 8. No-code developers are a great middle ground. Non-tech founders go no-code because they want to avoid the high but deserved fees of developers. And so they go into no-code with the idea of doing it all themselves. I just want you to know that there are developers that specialize in developing apps using no-code and low-code app builders. I don't just mean random Fiverr developers. Many platforms nowadays have official programs where developers or experienced users can sign up as platform-specific developers, especially the more comprehensive ones. Bubble has it, Wopl has it, Dropit has it. The fee will always be cheaper than a full-fledged developer, and you save a ton of time not learning the system yourself. I think that comes with its own obvious drawbacks, but the advantage here is that you get an MVP significantly faster and still at a cheaper price compared to custom development. Tip number 9. The best way to save costs is to save time. This is my way of saying go cross-platform if you can. With one codebase, you get to have a presence on two of the biggest app markets, the Google and Apple App Store. Unless your app needs native features, or needs to access the device hardware, or you're absolutely certain you only want to be on one app store. It makes zero sense to choose a native codebase. Not much to say here. Cross-platform is cheaper, faster, more versatile, and lets you reach a wider audience with less effort. Tip number 10. If you are the developer, outsource the non-development functions. The actual development is everything, but running an app requires more than everything. There will be all these side quests. You'll know they are coming, but you'll still be surprised by how much work there will be. A huge one is marketing. You'll want a campaign to advertise your new product. Another huge one, customer support. The more popular you get, the more Grandma Josephines you will need to manage. Project management, competitor research, App Store optimization, and analytics and tracking. These are all crucial functions that have to be carried out to give the app the most visibility and exposure. If you're a one-man team, guess who's doing it? AI! This is the perfect time to use AI tools to automate your scheduling, marketing, content creation, lead generation, and analytics. Tip number 11. Stop asking developers for quotations in the first email. This one comes from the heart. I get like 10 emails every week asking me how much it's going to cost to build insert app here. I don't know what you need. I don't know what I'll need. So the first round of emails is just kind of wasted. I'm going to start asking for $1 billion with a 100% down payment. I'm going on the record here. You give me $1 billion and I'll hire an army of underpaid developers to build you anything you want. Jokes aside, any developer that gives a confident quotation here is guessing at best. Or worse, trying to lure you in with lowball prices. They know it's going to cost more, but they are hoping to hook you in first, and by the time you realized, you have sunk in too much money to stop. If you want to find a good developer, the first email should have an app brief containing as many details about your app as you know. Also, ask the developer what their requirements gathering and product road mapping process is like. I've got an app brief template you can use to describe your app when you reach out to developers. It's free, link in the description. And what a great transition this is. Let me pat myself on the back real quick. See, the last tip is tip number 12, have a product roadmap. In conventional SaaS development, a product roadmap is a document or plan that contains the high-level vision of an app and how to get there within a specific time period. It contains your goal and ultimate vision, a list of planned features and functionalities, a timeline of planned milestones and dates for delivering specific features. In a team, this document aligns the different members because you can imagine the chaos if a bunch of people all get tunnel vision and lose sight of the purpose of the app. I would argue that when you are working alone, it can be just as easy to lose sight. Easy to prioritize the wrong things easy to fall behind schedule without knowing, easy to get demotivated without frequent feedback. The product roadmap will keep you accountable, and it's not set in stone. Halfway through your development, your vision might change. The roadmap is like the law. Always follow the law. If circumstances change, don't break it. Modify the law if you must, but always follow it. This is how you see a project through the end. If you can't do that, I don't know how to put it. You're the developer here. Imagine a developer that never delivers the final product. They're not gonna stay a developer for long. If I've sold you on product roadmaps, time to go on a product road trip with me. Watch my video on how to build your own product roadmap. It's a simulation / walkthrough of an actual product roadmapping workshop with a new Upstack Studio client. Please subscribe if you haven't and leave a like. Let's look at product roadmap.